Hi, how's it going, you guys? It's time to do Chalk Couture with the 𝐒𝐒𝐿. I hope you received this in your packet and your project, which is the gingerbread house. But before we get to that, let's cover some ground rules. No, we don't have any rules with chalking. I'm just teasing. There's no rules. There's no rules. Let's just cover, okay, this is me, little blurb about me. But really what I was trying to get you to focus on is this little thing right here. If you place a purchase with me, and I think this says, there's no expiration date. Well, for heaven's sakes, let's take advantage of that. You get my designer discount, 140% off item, anything of your choice, but I would like you to order it through me. And you'll see that in the book. And then this is the 𝐒𝐒𝐿. It does have the Facebook message on it, or the Facebook, that's on the other side. Facebook and Instagram. Okay, you see this is me. This is me. So I fly by the seat of my pants, and it usually works. But if it doesn't, oh well, right? Okay, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook. Facebook's is the 𝐒𝐒𝐿 without a C and without a K for chalking. It's not going to be chalking. It's 𝐒𝐒𝐿, the 𝐒𝐒𝐿. You'll see this picture. If you find me in there, ask to join because it's a VIP group. And I would really love for you to join that. And that's where you're going to get all of your little specials and retired transfers that you might be looking for. And I try to go live quite a bit. All right. Welcome. I'm so glad we're going to chalk today together. I started Chalk Couture 2 years ago, and I think it's fantastic. And I'm a very instant gratification kind of gal. And so I need to do things fast and quick. And I feel like this was made for me, because it's fast, quick cleanup, and we have beautiful artwork in just minutes. Okay, so this is our house, and you should have one. It's really this heavy. It's made, Chalk Couture made it. It is actually in a 2-pack. You did get one, but it comes in a 2-pack, so you can purchase 2. And then we're gonna use the gingerbread house on it. Now I wanna let you know that the gingerbread house does come with 3 different designs. It comes with this one, which you probably, a third of you receive this one. And then a third of you will receive something similar, this right here. I'm gonna go ahead and put it up a little bit higher so you can see it. And this is our catalog. And so you can kind of see, oh, there we go. Well, there we go. Okay, so whatever you received is what you received. Now the other sections you'll receive too. If you receive one of the transfers, it's going to come with the door. If you receive one of the transfers, it's going to come with the windows. And if you receive another transfer, it's going to come with the shutters. And what the transfer with the little shade, this piece right here, is going to come with that piece also. And it's going to come with, it's the little candy piece. And yes, this is the new fall and winter catalog. I just wanted to remind you that with any purchase from me, I mail this to you for free. It's yours. The best ideas ever. I saved every single one of them I've ever received because I love them. All right, let's get to chalking, okay? I'll show you designs when I'm all done. I know we're kind of upside down. I don't know how to chalk right side up, but I will flip it and show you. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna use this fuzzing cloth, and this fuzzing cloth takes out the sticky in the transfer, and I like to use it just the first time the transfer has been used, to take kind of some of the sticky out, because once we attach it to here, it becomes really sticky and it gets a little bit hard to pick up. So we're gonna use it on the fuzzing cloth. But the first thing I want you to do is I do this. If you don't want to, I understand. But I want to trim this a little bit with our trimming shears. And I have to tell you, actually, I have these, for reals, for trues, I have these scissors in every room in my house. I have them in the kitchen because they're great kitchen shears. I have them in the garage because they cut cardboard. They open up cardboard boxes very easily. I have them obviously in the Chalk Couture room. And I also have them in the bathroom. Just everywhere where I need a pair of scissors, I I use these because I love them. And they're green and they match everything. They coordinate. My house isn't this color, just my 𝐒𝐿𝐿 𝐬𝐴 room. All right, so I kind of trimmed it up, which makes me feel good. All right, and I'm just gonna peel it. And how I peel it, you guys, is I just peel it with my thumb. And if my thumb isn't wet or anything, it just peels right up. And what I want you to do though, is I want you to save this piece. If you're just a beginner with 𝐒𝐿𝐿 𝐬𝐴, or you're a pro and you haven't saved this, I want you to save it this time because we're gonna reuse this, or we're gonna use this again. Okay, I'm gonna set it over here, and then I'm gonna take my transfer, my silk screen transfer. So what those are little tiny itty bitty silk screens. So can you see my finger through it? And that's what we're gonna put our 𝐒𝐿𝐿𝐺 paste on. So I'm going to go ahead and just put it down here, and I'm just rubbing it gently, and that's all I'm doing is just taking a little bit of the stick out. Okay, it's still gonna stick, promise, promise. And then I'm just gonna attach this to this image the best I can. I'm kind of an eye girl, like an eye, does that make sense? Like an eyer, like I do it with my eye. And I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know if you guys know this, but the Amish sew one mistake in every single quilt they make. Does anybody know the answer why? I'll let you think about it for a second. Maybe you could put it in the comments. Why do you think the Amish sew one mistake in every quilt? And you know, some people can quilt, and you're probably one of them, I'm not sure, but I'll tell you, I tried quilting. It's not an instant gratification type experience for me. Okay, the next thing you're gonna do is you're going to peel this up. And the reason you're gonna peel this up is because, okay, let me have a giggle moment. Because, God, you guys, I'm hanging my head. Did you see the top of my head? I'm hanging my head. All right. We're gonna make this brown, and we have to use bark, and we can't use the transfer yet because we gotta make this brown. It's gotta be a gingerbread house, so we wanna eat it. Not just a plain old white one, right? Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take bark, and I'm just rolling it down because I want all my paste to go to the bottom, okay? And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take our tray. You guys did not receive one of these, but they do come in a set of 24, and they're called our color trays. They're plastic. You can use them for anything. I would think dip would even fit in here, little individual dippies. So really, our stuff is so versatile because you can use our scissors in the kitchen. You can use these in the kitchen. All right. That's how they come, set of 24, and they're washable. So you could just reuse them over and over again. Even if you left a dry paste in there for 24 to 48 hours and you didn't clean it yet, it would still be okay, I promise. Well, maybe I shouldn't promise. I don't know. It does, but if I promise and it doesn't, then don't call me. Okay. Squeezed all my bark down to the bottom. I'm gonna tear it open. Now, I told you guys in the instructions to take your squeegee and dip out your paste, okay? And I also want you to take your dry, I gave you one of these, and it is dry, and the reason mine's wet, it's a baby wet, but yours is dry because obviously it's gonna dry over time in the bag. You can add a little bit of water, and how you can add water is with our mister. And if you don't have this, I'm telling you again, you need it because it'll go in the kitchen also. So if you don't think 𝐒𝐿𝐿 is anything you wanna do, get these for your kitchen. Okay, so you would want to take your mister or maybe just a little spray bottle if you have one and just mist it a little bit so it's damp again. And I'll show you why I want you to put it damp. Okay, but for demo purposes, for me demonstrating to you, I want to just roll this out because I want you to see how much paste you get, number one, and I want to be able to get it out for you, or get it going, okay? So that's how much paste you get. It kind of looks like chocolate pudding, again, for the kitchen. Wow, I'm on a roll. Okay, so this is called bark. This is how much paste you get. I'm telling you for truths for reals, I was told, I have not tried it, by another designer that when she used one packet, you're gonna get white, you're gonna get bark, and you're gonna get our red, okay? And she used one paste packet, and she used it on 4 8.5 by 11 transfers. She had that much. It lasted that amount. I don't think your bark is gonna last all that amount for this time, unless you're very ungenerous with it, but I'm gonna be generous with it. So we're gonna take this piece right here, and we are going to dip our bark into it like this. And then what we're gonna do is I know you guys, oh my goodness, I'm just smearing this bark all over this white house, okay? Now, as this is sitting here, can you see this house as a pencil? Here's the tip. Here's the part that you would turn like the shaving part, then the shaving part. This part would be the yellow part. This part would be the eraser. And you just, it's our house, but it really turns into a pencil too. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe it. Okay, now I'm gonna do all sides. I want my whole house done, okay? And I know that if you guys do not have time to wait for this to dry, I'm gonna show you how you can dry it really fast, get it out the door, and give it as a gift, or bring it to a party, or put it on your shelf because your mom-in-law's coming. I don't know. Somebody's coming. Maybe your sister's coming. Who knows? Okay, you ready? And then I want to do the bottom too. I just kind of want to finish up. I know this isn't as quickie, but it will turn out really cute. Okay, trying to get all the fingerprints out. But I'll show you a trick on that too in a little bit. I'll try not to forget all these tricky tricks that I want to use. Okay, look at how much bark I have left. We're not going to use it again, but I could leave this on here and put this in a plastic bag. And then when I am ready to use it again, I can take my mister, spray a little water, and then I can take one of our little stir sticks and I can stir it up, make it sour cream consistency, and then it's ready to use. If you've sprayed a little too much water, you could put some cornstarch in it, and then that will give you a little bit of thickness, and you can then go ahead and use it for your project. If it's not too thick, you can add, or if it's too watery. Okay, I'm gonna take a heat tool, a heat gun, whatever you call it, embossing gun, a hair dryer, whatever you have at home, and I'm just gonna heat this up. I'm telling you, our paste is not permanent, and so it's water-based, and so it dries right away. If you did not have this would dry in a couple minutes, but for demonstration purposes, I kind of want to show, that I can dry it really quick, and we can start working on it. See, it's dry. It's dry. Okay, so the next, and I want to dry it too really quick because I'm going to stick our transfer on here and add some new paste. And so I want to make sure that I'm doing that okay. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put one layer of our house on. And remember when I stuck it on before? Oh, why do I have to remind you guys? You saw that. Okay, now we're ready to stick it on. And I am just an eyeballer. I'm not really Okay, so now that I've told you that, why do the Amish sew a mistake in every quilt? Because only God is perfect. So you know what? That freed me up from trying to be really perfect. Okay, here is white paste. And you probably got red as well, so that is for extra stuff, and it's called candy apple. I'm not going to use that today because I don't have an added thing in here to do it with. Oh, you know what? let's do the Candy Drops red. That'll help. Let's do the Candy Drops red. Okay, next, you know, I'm gonna take the white. I'm just gonna take a little bit out because I don't need all of it, right? Okay, and then again, sour cream consistency. No, do not put this on a baked potato. Okay, ready? And then what we do, we just get a little bit on our squeegee. And then what we're gonna do is we kind of just, you know what, you know what I call it? I call it smearing. I was a preschool teacher for many, many years before I became a realtor and kind of started Chalk Couture at the same time, very close in time, 2 jobs at once, oh my goodness. Smear is kind of a cool word for me, I think. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to make sure that all this little white area gets it too. But see how I have this really thick on here? So I could drag, see, that down. Now watch what I can do. I can peel this up because that's going to dry cracked if I leave this on here and this transfer dries on here with that paste on it. So I want to peel that up, okay? And then I'm going to lay it back down gently. And then I'm just going to finish these windows before everything dries too much, all right? And do you see that I didn't really add any more paste? All I did was take the extra paste from the above and added it to my project. Let me get a little bit more. And remember, there's still some in the container, in that little paste container. Okay, listen though, I got to tell you something. We cannot, as consumers, buy 1 packet at a time. You have to buy 12. But guess what? If you know a very cool designer, the Chalk and Check, she will sell you, I will sell you the paste for $2 a pack. They do, paste does not, ink does not come in the packs yet. They come in the jar still. And ink is used for things like shirts, towels, anything that's going to be washable. And ink is not washable, right? So it's permanent. And there's certain things that you can do, like heat set it or whatever you want to do before you start using it. Okay, so you see that's done. I peeled it up, but I'm going to lay it back down and I'm going to peel this up just a little bit and I'm going to peel it back down. Okay, now I'm going to do the red, the candy apple. I'm just going to add a little bit. You know why? Because I'm only going to use it on the 4 gumdrops. Okay, can you guys see that? Yeah, all right. Let's get a baby wipe and clean this off since we only have 1 squeegee and we're kind of in a, maybe we want to get this done quickly and smoothly. And so that's kind of what I would do is I would just keep the same squeegee. But if you have an extra squeegee, great for you. You can cut these in half if you wanted to and use them and use our scissors to cut them in half. They'll cut them in half nicely. Can you guys see that I'm doing a little bit of candy apple? Okay, and then I want to do something kind of fun to this after I'm all done with this transfer. So I am going to hit let me take the extra off. I can save that. You see that little extra there? I'm going to hit the heat tool on this really quick. But we also got to have this new tool, and it's just a little stylus tool. Like you can get into really small spots if you missed it. So if you walk around here and you see that maybe you missed like this, you could pull this up and kind of bring that way, okay? Or you could scrape off a little bit of what you need. All right, I'm gonna peel this up and there, voila. Okay, I'm gonna take this into the kitchen. I also am going to rinse it under some water. I'm going to turn it over and dry it glossy side up. And then once it's dry, I'm going to go ahead and stick it right back on here. That's why I wanted you to save this, okay? We only have a few seconds left, so I'm gonna go ahead and dry this really quick on here. And once this is dry, and maybe I wanna rough up some ends a little bit or make it look a little bit more rustic, I'm going to take some sanding paper that I found in my husband's shop. Shh, don't tell him that I took it. And then I'm just gonna kind of rough it up. I'm just gonna make it look a little more rustic. Okay, so that is done. That's all done. You could add some windows to that or whatever you wanna do, some detail. Here's what our paste looks like. Here's what our ink looks like. And here's one that I did. And then I did the brown and I scruffed it up. And there are several other things you can do with those. I really appreciate everything that you watched, or I really appreciate you that you watched and everything that you watched, I guess. Here is the tray clean, and here is the squeegee clean. Guess what? We're done. You did it. You made a gingerbread house. All right. Remember, you can have 40% off one item, and I'd like you to email me, 𝐒𝐤𝐭𝐡@gmail.com. Toodles! Hi, everyone. It's me, your Chalkin' Chick. How are you? You're probably wondering why I have my flipboard here. I actually think this is called a certain something, and I can't remember the name right now, but I'll think about it. It might come to me. But these are the hashtags that I have for you. Shop, club, join, VIP, and there is my website. So shop means if you put it in the comment box, if you hashtag shop, I'll get you the link to shop. Hashtag if you want to join club, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit. Hashtag club. Hashtag join means that if you ever thought about becoming a designer like me, no, you do not have to do these live videos or anything functional, but you do receive 40% off all your product all the time, which is the only other company that you receive that heavy of a deduction is Mary Kay. Mary Kay receives 50% off. So, and then hashtag VIP if you want to be in the Chalkin' Chick VIP page, because this right here is where I go live and I sell retired transfers. I sell, I do auctions and games and just a lot of fun stuff like that. Okay, so shop, club, join, VIP. And then I'm the 𝐒𝐤𝐭𝐡.𝐂𝐒𝐬𝐴𝐬𝑘. Do you want to know how I got this on here? I got this on here with one of our chalk markers, and our chalk markers actually come in white, black, gold, and silver. And so I wanted to use this on there to have, I wanted to write that on here. Yes, it is removable. You can remove it. Okay. All right. Next thing I want to talk about is you may have received this in one of your packets if you took the, if you were taking the class of any of the classes that I gave. This is the tag that you're going to get. If you don't get one of these, I want you to take a picture, and I'll hold this really quick up there. Just take a picture of that. I'll hold it up for a little bit longer. Maybe I should lower it a little bit. Ooh, I'm shaking. Well, hello. Go ahead and take a picture of that. I'll hold it up a little bit longer. And the reason I want you to take a picture of that is because if you send me this in a text, in the comment box, you will receive 40% off one of any product in the catalog, one of them. And then with your 40% off, I always give you the catalog, the idea book. It's got everything in it that we have in here, and it gives you ideas too. And I ship this out for free. So I want you to have that, because really that's my store, or you can go online at the 𝐒𝐤𝐭𝐡.𝐂𝐒𝐬𝐿.com. But clip the voucher. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. This is my face. I wanted you to be able to see who I am. And I have a collection of glasses. I think I'm on probably pair 20 or 21. I'm one that has to match my glasses with my outfit. I'm wearing red right now. Red glasses. Aren't those cute? Okay. And then it just gives you some ideas, my phone number, my email, the 𝐒𝐤𝐭𝐡@gmail.com, and then the $99 starter kit that gives you 40% off all your product. All right, let's go. Okay, I'm just going to introduce product, and then I am going to create a project with one of our product. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about though is Club Couture. Club Couture is a club that you would join, and you can join it inside the 𝐒𝐤𝐭𝐡.𝐂𝐒𝐬𝐿.com. This is the transfer for this month, for September. this is the transfer that you will get. Even if you sign up today, you'll receive this transfer. You are always going to get a transfer in the mail. You're always going to get 3 packets of paste in the mail to be able to make a project with your goodies. If you join the VIP group, the 𝐒𝐒𝐁𝐄, you're going to find a plethora of ideas in there all the time about your Club Couture. Club Couture is only $19.99 a month. You sign up for the first 3 months, and then you can renew it each month, or you can say, bye-bye, I don't want this. With Club Couture, you are going to receive additional goodies every month that the company honors. And one of the things for August was free shipping. So you didn't have to pay shipping on any of your order. And I love this. This says blessings. And then it's got the fall words, fall, and then this big, huge font is in this year. And it's really easy to decorate with. It's already basically done for you. You could put this here, and then you could put up blessings this way, or even run them up this way, which would be so cute. So that is Club Couture. If you put #club, and I can give you some more information on it, I can even send you to the link. All right. Now I'm going to talk to you about paste and ink, the differences. The difference between paste and ink. Paste is removable. It is washable. It does not become permanent. I'll tell you how it becomes permanent in just a second, but right now we're talking about how it's not permanent, okay? So in order to use paste, you're going to have to remember that it's water soluble. So if you make a mistake or you feel like you just did a little happy accident, you can scrub it off with a little Q-tip or a little into one of our goodie tools that I'll show you in a little bit, and you can remove it. Another thing is, if you feel like maybe this wasn't the best that you wanted and I had 𝐒𝐒𝐿 this on here, I can wash all that off, I'll show you, with just a baby wipe, and I can start again. Now remember, this is not paste. Let me put some paste on here really quick. Oh, we have a new jar. This is how they come. And the paste also comes in packets, and I'll show you that in a minute too. But this is really how paste comes. Comes in a big jar like this. It's $13.95. You want to make sure it's sour cream consistency, which this is, and then you're just going to smear your paste. Now, the reason I put that on there is because I want to show you that our paste is water soluble. Whoa! Well, now it's floor soluble. Ha! Okay, so if I didn't like this, I could wipe this off, see? And then it's just removable for the next time that I want to use it, all right? So I'm going to just set that aside and talk to you about the paste again. Let me grab that for you. Now, if you want this to be permanent and to stay on your image, because maybe you're going to put it outside and you don't want the rain to get on it, or you're going to put it near your bathtub and your kids are going to be splashing. So you want to get a container spray at any craft store or any hardware store, Home Depot, wherever, Lowe's, to get your a sealer, a clear sealer. Krylon is a brand name. No, I don't get product from them for saying that, but I use that name brand. I don't know why I do. I think it's just old habit. So Krylon Clear Sealer. After you're all done putting your image on your board, right, or your project, you're going to spray with a sealer, and it's going to stay permanent for you. So you can stick it outside, near the bathtub, near the kitchen, in the laundry room, wherever you think water's going to splash on it, okay? Now I want to tell you something that's really interesting though. My girlfriend decided to do one of my antique door windows outside, leaned up against my house, my fence, and she decided to do a grapevine wreath around it. And she was getting it up and loving it up and everything. And then we forgot that it was outside. And we weren't really paying any attention other than that. When we went out there, or I went out there about 4 days later after a horrific rainstorm last summer, about 4 days of rain, I went out there, and the way the door was lined up, the rain just beat on that window. And I'm going to tell you that is still the grapevine wreath with the with the flowers and stuff is still on there, and we did it in paste because we wanted to be able to remove it. It is still on there. So it's a debate whether the paste will really be removable or not. I am told that you're going to have to give it a bit of a scrub to get it washed off your project, which is fine because that's great. I promise you, I really don't ever seal anything with paste unless it is going to be something that I'm going to wash off. I'm going to want to wash off, or I feel tempted to wash off, or I want to design a project on it later. I do not seal it because remember, washable means you can take our transfer. So let's say you want to put, come on in, we're awesome. You want to put this on this board. And then you've decided, no, I'd rather put the close sign. So you can just wash all that off. Even if you have this on there for 10 weeks, you can wash it all off, scrub, and then put this one on there. All right. So that's just kind of that for paste. Now, ink is permanent. It becomes permanent with heat. So the things that you want to use ink for are clothing, glass, possibly metal, anything that is going to need a permanent setting. So anything that you're going to end up washing, a plate, dishes, glasses, anything that you feel you're going to rinse underwater or put in your dishwasher, you want to use ink to heat set. I necessarily wouldn't put ink on wood because paste is good for that, and that's what I would want to keep it as. But as for ink, I'm going to use it on clothing. I'm going to use it on dishes. Now, let's say I want to use ink on my clothing. The next thing I'm going to do once my image is right here on my clothing, I'm going to lay down a piece of parchment paper. I'm going to use a heat tool, or you can use an iron, or you can use one of those heat presses and heat press your image into your shirt, peel off your parchment paper, and your image is set. I would turn the t-shirt inside out to wash it. There usually is no cracking. My sister does all her transfers on her t-shirts. They look phenomenal. I think it's, to me, ink is easier to use. The consistency to me is kind of a very cool consistency, if you can see that. It's just, I just love the way it's smooth and it glides across material very easily. Again, I would probably stick something in between your t-shirt, like a board or our sticky back black board that's in our book and on the website, something in between so the ink didn't soak through onto the backside. Heat set it and go ahead and wear it. Okay, if you're gonna do dishes or glassware, plates, you will want to put your image onto your glassware or whatever you'd like to put your image on, a plate, a dish. And then what I want you to do is I want you to stick it in the oven cold. I'm going to talk a little bit slower because maybe you're writing this down. You're going to stick it in the oven cold. You're going to turn the oven on 350 and let the product that you just chalked with ink warm up in the oven while the oven is warming up. Glasses, mugs, you don't have to do this with shirts because you're just going to iron the shirt, but anything that is going to be drinkable or it's going to have an image on it that's going to want to stay permanent, okay? You're going to heat it up with the oven. You're going to leave it in there for 20 minutes on 350. So what's happening is the ink is cooking into the plate. This is non-toxic, so it's not going to affect or give you any type of anything if you're worried about it. So it's non-toxic, and so's the paste, okay? Once you are done with the 350 for 20 minutes, you're going to still leave your product that you inked on in the oven. So just leave it in there. And then you're going to turn your oven off and you're going to let it cool down with the oven. So you let it warmed up with the oven. Now you're going to let it cool down with the oven. And after the oven's freezing cold, you're going to take your product out of there and it is permanent. That's your heat setting. So that stays permanent. And then you've got your image on there. And I'll tell you, some of the things people make, it's pretty phenomenal. If you go to my VIP group, the Chalk and Chick, you're going to see a ton of goodies on there. So for things for you to be able to see. All right, let's go over some of the product. First off, this year we just got in, and this is brand new. I'm opening for the first time today. Guys want you to see it, is the shimmer pastes. The shimmer pastes do come in the packets, and we're going to use this today. And they do come in your big, globby, lovely, yummy containers. I know this is a lot of paste for you, though. So what you can do is you can order these in a set of 12. I know that's a lot of paste. Why do you want one packet with same color of 12 packs, right? Well, if you know a designer, the Chalk and Chick, Karen Conway, I sell these for $2 a piece. So you can get a hold of me and I'll ship these out for $2 a piece for you. And then you could basically get every color. I have every color and times 12. Some of them I've used though. All right, so this is our shimmer paste. It's gonna come with a lid. You're just gonna peel this off. I'm always one to use this paste on here as well. And so here's the paste and the shimmer. I am not sure if that's gonna show up on the camera or not. You could also scrape this off to use, but I am, I don't know, sometimes I feel like I can't get it all off that way. Oh, I am doing a good job. Boy, that is just beautiful, isn't it, you guys? Can you see it on my thumb? It sort of has a glossy, shimmery look to it. Is that fun? I'm going to tell you right now, for some reason, no matter if I'm not chalking or not, look I get paste on me or ink on me all over the place. I guess it's part of the job, right? Okay, so we do have that in 5 colors, all right? And that is on the website at the Chalk and Chick. Okay, the next thing we have, which I love, and I have in every room in my house, is the couture scissors, the shears, okay? The reason I have them in every room in my house is because there's a material pair, there's a chalk, there's a transfer pair, there's a kitchen pair, there's a bedroom pair, there's a bathroom pair. Love, 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 love. Closet pair, because you never know, you might want to need something in your closet. I'm going to go ahead and take this transfer out of here. I'm going to set my plastic aside because I do put my transfers back in my plastic. And I'm going to cut this transfer in half with our scissors. And just how big they are and how pointed they are, I almost think I could cut hair with these. I don't know if you guys knew, but I graduated from cosmetology school in 1983. All right, so do you see how I removed those scissors and not remove those scissors? Okay, let me back up. Do you see how I use those scissors and cut that pretty smoothly? So those are the shears that we have. If you are not a chalk couture person, you need a nice pair of scissors for your yarn or your material. Here it is. Okay, next thing we carry is a squeegee that is angled. So it's an angled squeegee and it has a little point on it and it can get into those little tiny places for you. It's a little bit thicker on one end and it's kind of heavy. It's kind of there's a thickness to it, but I love it. All right, next thing we carry is, we just started this one, is this is a good in to get into little tiny crevices, but look at that. We have a stylus tool and here's the lid to it. So you just put that back and you have your stylus tool and our good and hardy tool here that has 2 ends to be able to get into little areas with. And I actually stir my paste with this too, or my ink with this too. All right, and then of course we always have our famous squeegees. One's small, one's big. Sometimes we may have to cut these to get into little angles, but I think now that we have this guy, we probably will not have to cut our squeegees. Okay, and the end all, a beat all, if you're a hairdresser or a baker and you need some mist, did you guys see that? Can you see that mist or hear it? You just push once and just this big mist comes out. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, and then you can add water to your paste if it's not sour cream consistency. You can add water to your ink as well if it's not sour cream consistency. You can use this to spray to be able to wipe off your images if you don't like the way they look. That's a good thing. You can also wet down your hair if you need to, right? All right, let's do some chalking. Okay, this is one of our boards, and it actually comes apart. This unscrews, which I'm so happy about. I think this is called the bus board or the, I'll figure it out. Okay, so do you see how that, can you see that? There's a little line right there, and then the little hole goes there. So I'm gonna set this aside for now, okay? Because I don't need it right now. And I'm gonna do some chalking, all right? Now with 𝐒𝐿𝐴 product or backgrounds, you do not have to wax them. Some of the stuff that you may have to wax are things that you come up with, like your own wood, or things that you may buy at Target or in the dollar section. You may have to wax a little bit to be able to take some of the stuff off, and then our transfer would adhere to the board really nicely. The first thing I do, you guys, is I actually use my thumb to catch the corner, and then I just let my thumb do the work. Do you see that? So my thumb will hold that the whole time. And then I'm gonna grab the end. I want you to save this. So save that because you're gonna do something with it. And then I'm gonna go ahead and line this up the best I can. You guys, can you see that shimmer on the transfer? Well, I don't even know where this ends and begins. All right, let's see. Oh, okay. All right, I'm digging on it. We're just gonna use the shimmer paste. I wanna use shimmer frost, and I'm gonna go ahead and stick it in one of our color trays. Our color trays come in a pack of 24. I simply love these. Again, I use this for other things instead of paste or ink. I definitely use them for paste and ink, but I also use them for things like people's own little personal dip trays. I have collected my jewelry in here before and set it in the bathroom or the kitchen, but I'm gonna use it for the paste right now, okay? And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna peel open the paste, and I'm just gonna squirt it all down to the very bottom, and I'm gonna squeeze it all out. The reason I wanna squeeze it all out is because I want a nice base to be able to use, but I'm going to, when I'm all done with this, stick the remainder of this into a cello bag or a sealed bag, seal it, and use it next time. I may have to add a little bit of water to get it to sour cream and consistency, but that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and set that aside. Here's our project. And I'm gonna admit right now, I just did a boo-boo. You guys ready to find out? Okay, put in the comment box if you know what I did that I accidentally did, and there's one step I missed. And sometimes I miss it, but it's okay. And sometimes I don't, but I missed it. All right. I forgot to take off the sticky, one-time sticky on the sticky mat. We carry this. All I'm going to do is peel that off and put this back on here. All it does is kind of take a little bit of the adhesion off, because sometimes these transfers can stick on here, and we're like, that thing is not coming off there. Okay, I'm going to use our squeegee. I'm just going to grab a little bit, just a little bit, right in this tray, and I'm going to smooth down. Do you see that? Now, I have a girlfriend who wanted to know how much paste came in one of these packets. So what she did, I'm just going to do the outer edge of this too, and you can see from how I'm doing this is you do not have to fill up the green. The green is just the sticky part. We're filling up the dark areas, or the silk screen part is what we call it. Okay, and we're just filling it all the way up with the same color. All right, so she put out her paste, just like I did, and she grabbed transfers. She grabbed 8.5 by 11 transfers, and this is part of an 8.5 by 11 transfer set. So she grabbed this transfer, and then she also grabbed 3 more. And she went and did her projects with the same packet for all 4 of those transfers. All 4 of the 8.5 by 11 transfers with the same packet of paste. Ink does not come in our packets yet. They just come in the bigger size, okay? What I'm doing now is just sort of grabbing some of the extra paste that doesn't need to be on here and putting it back, only because then I can reuse it. Now I want to peel this towards me. I never want to peel it at a diagonal, only because I want it to not stretch it out. Okay, guess what, guys? There it is. All right, is that so flipping darling? I love that. Now I want to show you something, because let's pretend that I want to give this out right away as a gift, okay? So I'm going to heat set it. So I need to go, right? I need to get to this party. So I'm going to heat set this. Can you guys see the glitter in that? Oh, I wish you could. It is stunning. It is stunning. So can you imagine someone flipping this around in their kitchen and the glitter is just shining away? And then I think we have crimson. We have olive in this color. We also have kind of a yellowy and then a green color. And Dune. Dune is a sand color. Okay, that's pretty dry. You can also use a heat tool if you want. I mean, excuse me, that is a heat tool. You can also use a, hair dryer. All right. So this little dot is going to go in this little hole. And then I'm going to screw that little, or turn that little. Oh, talk amongst yourselves until I can get this in here. Well, how fun is this? Hold on. It's not really that difficult. It's just that my eyes and the coloring actually, okay. Now we're just gonna go ahead and adhere this down. Can you guys see me doing that? And that's gonna catch on there, and we're gonna get that right in that hole. There we go. And now we have a glorious sign that says, come in, we're awesome. And if we wanted to use the back for other things, look at, I can use still from my shop club, join club, right? All right. When you wash these, I want you to go into the kitchen or wherever you feel blessed to wash them. I want you to scrub all this stuff off of here. Some red and black will stain. You can also use one of our round scrubbies. They do look like Mr. Clean pads and kind of act like them too. When you've cleaned this off, it's going to be wet. I want you to turn it upside down, glossy side up, sticky side up, and let it dry on a paper towel. Once it's completely dry and cleaned off, I want you to stick it back on its glossy side. So pretend this is clean, pretend. And we're gonna stick this on its glossy side, okay? Then we're gonna store it back in the bag it came from, right along with the other part. And then we're ready to go for the next time. So I'll clean that when I have a few seconds. And I'm gonna tell you a little trick. I forgot, well, I forget a lot lately, but so I did not realize that my transfers didn't get cleaned when they were all done being used. And they were in my chocolate tour room, just like I am now. And they were probably in my chocolate tour room, dried, caked on paste for 5 days. I bet you it was 5 days. So I thought, oh, great. Okay, I'm going to have to buy new transfers, but I'm going to try something first. So what I did is I took the 5 old day crusted on paste and I scrubbed it just like I told you. Scrub it with a pad, with one of our round, thicker pads, or a Mr. Clean pad, or a washcloth, and turn it upside down, dry it. Guess what? It came off. It all came off. I was so impressed and happy, right? Okay. Here's me. This is what I look like, if you wanted to know, except I have red glasses on. I have a little blurb to chitty chat about who I am and what I'm about. And then remember this, you want to take a picture of that. I'll hold it up again in case you're catching this later. Take a picture of that because I will honor this. You can email me that, text me that. You can private message me that on Facebook. Okay. On Facebook, I am the Chalkin' Chick. On Instagram, I'm the Chalkin' Chick. And I would like you to give me hearts, thumbs up, however you feel. And the next time I do this, I will probably do a different project and show you different things. So come back, please, because I love to spend time with you. And if you want to see anything else, please join my VIP group because we'll have a blast in there. It's really awesome. There's just amazing people in there and we all really care about each other. We're all crafters. And the last thing I want to say is ta-da!